Okay, so today we're changing the power steering pump on a 1999 Nissan Altima. And it's a GXE model. Okay, step one is disconnect the negative from the battery. Okay, now the power steering pump is connected to the power steering reservoir. You got to get all that liquid out. They use a syringe or suck it out. I've already disconnected it. It was down there, but I'm gonna show you guys the secret, the little trick to it that made a huge difference. Okay, some of the tools you're gonna need. You're gonna need a 24mm socket, and that's for these large screws here that go to the high pressure cage there. A 19mm will fit the pulley nut. You're gonna need 14s and some 12s. 14, 12s are the major ones there. This might come in handy. I'm gonna show you guys something. So this piece, these two screws right here, you need to remove these. Okay, this is what the power steering pump is connected. It sits on this, and you could take out the whole pump like this. Okay, once you get it to here, you could remove the wheel and get into the access screw. Okay, so a couple things you got to do is you got to disconnect this cable right here, and this is connected directly above the oil filter, right above the oil filter. So if you're going to be changing your oil at the same time, go ahead and take the oil filter off, and you'll have a clear view and access to disconnecting that. This is the high pressure tube. Now the trick to this is go ahead and just loosen the serpentine belt by loosening your alternator here. You gotta go ahead and loosen these screws down here, and there's one over here. So then you can push this forward and it'll loosen this belt here, and this belt goes around this piece right here. Now after you do that, the next trick to do is to go ahead and go down to these two bolts down here that this thing actually sits on the engine block. Go ahead and disconnect these two bolts right here, and what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to go ahead and move the power steering pump off of the pulley thing there. But before you do that, actually you're going to want to loosen this nut here, because once you pull it off of there, you're going to have to remove this to slide the power steering pump out. So I was able to spin this pulley by getting up on this nut here and turning it. Now I got access to this nut right here, so hopefully I don't even have to mess with any of this stuff. So this is the pump, my new pump. Had to take this piece off the old one, put it on there. This is where the high pressure valve is going to go. Had to take this piece out of the old one because you need that. You have to take this off the old one. Just go into these screws right here to mount it to the thing, and So after you get it back in there, get this wheel on there. Okay, you lock this wheel back up, but then you have to spin it to get access to this, to tighten this up to this piece, and then this goes to the engine block, and then this is the serpentine belt goes around all this. You gotta make sure you put this in your power steering fluid. I guess it's actually automatic transmission fluid. Apparently if you put regular power steering fluid in your power steering, it's gonna mess your stuff up if you have a 1999